Hingham is a beautiful South Coast community with a rich history that they are unapologetically proud of. We visited on a beautiful fall day and got a grand tour of historic sites around town in a golf cart. But first, breakfast at Stars. We are here at Stars Restaurant in Hingham with the general manager, Daniel Martin. So, how long have you been the general manager?
A year and a half now. It's been a year and a half, yes.
So tell us the history of Stars.
So Stars started in 1989. It was, before this was Page. We have pictures in the back. Page stayed here for like 50 years, I think. And then it started in 1989. They opened this place with the Tosca and Cafe Tosca, like I told you. And it's been here since then. And it's a hit. Everybody loves it. It's a solid breakfast. It's a solid place. It's a family restaurant. I love it. So
That's all that counts.
that's correct. Yeah.
And it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. weekdays and 11 p.m. on the weekends.
So what kind of food do you specialize in?
Mostly American food. Burgers, mac and cheese, pasta. We have a lot of good specials. We can have it is like pork specials, lamb, sometimes we have rabbit. We have all kinds of specials every week. We try to change. We have a different special every day for lunch and for dinner every single day. And for the week we have specials for breakfast, and then we change over for the weekends as well, a different special for breakfast. So we always try to do something different. It's really, they do a good job. They do a really good job.
And are you open 7 days a week?
7 days a week, 363 days a year, maybe it's 64. I think we only close for Christmas Day. That's the only day we close. We open every single day.
Really? Thanksgiving
Never.
too?
Thanksgiving too. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. This year we're not gonna be open. We're opening at night though. We're open for drinks at 7 o'clock, but we're not gonna be open for breakfast. Yes.
Okay.
And here we have some tots, the famous tots.
Oh,
It's bacon and cheddar chili tots. We make those in the house as well. We have, so downstairs, the same size the restaurant is, we have a prep, people prepping food downstairs. So they prep the tots, we make some buffalo chicken rangoons as well, we make some steak bone bag rolls. Everything is made in the house. We try to buy a lot of frozen stuff, besides French fries, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big hit.
Excellent. So what would you say is the main thing that makes your restaurant stand out from others? Why should people come here?
So I think honestly, Star is a big, like I said, it's a family place. We have people that work here for years, 12 years, 10 years, like me, 8 years. So we really, the community, they're identified with us, they like us. I think the service here is great. I think besides the food, that's the main thing for a restaurant, right? But the service here, everybody's great. We never had any issues, and I think that's why people like to come here.
And you started out as the dishwasher?
Yeah, so in 2015, I came from Brazil, and then I started washing dishes. I worked for a month as a dishwasher, and then I moved to the line. I started cooking for like a year and a half. My English was kind of broken, but I couldn't understand it, I couldn't speak. And I was like, I want to be a server, I want to be a server, I want to be a server, and finally I became a server. And then after that, I became a bartender. And then when COVID hits, I was like, you know what, I could be a manager, I'm here all the time, so I became a manager, and now I'm the GM. I don't know how that happened, but
wow.
Yes.
You must be pretty good. Well, thank you so much for telling us about Stars today. We can't wait for our breakfast.
Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm really happy you guys are here. I hope you enjoy.
We will.
Bacon, cheese, tater tots.
Ketchup or?
You don't need the ketchup.
You gonna save some for me?
No. Oh,
Why are they?
I don't think you should try these.
Oh, of course you don't.
They're very good.
Okay.
Look at this meal. I've got overnight, I've got avocado, love my fruit, and look at this bread. It looks delicious. Good bread. And of course, avocado I love.
Yeah, just straight up, right? It's so good for you.
I love it. All right, well, what do you got over there?
I have, there's cinnamon toast, French toast, real maple syrup. That's the ticket. They said their sausage is really good. Bread is nice and thick. It's there.
From their bakery, right?
Yes. I like that it's thick. It's sweet. Very good.
Enjoy. Hi, we're here with Bill Hershey, and he is the bucket man. And how long have you been making buckets, Bill?
My family's been making them out of Hingham since 1635. I've just started remaking buckets for the last 15 years.
Wow. And did you learn from your family?
Learned from my grandfather back in the day, taught me a little bit, and then I never really thought I was going to go anywhere, and now here I am making buckets, and people buying my buckets in Hingham and historic areas, which is nice. I'm all word of mouth. I'm in the Hingham Historical Society.
So what's this? What are you doing here?
This I'm just working on trying to come up with a template for a Christmas tree collar. I've just been seeing that there's a lot of metal ones around right now, and the bucket theme in Hingham, since Hingham is known as Bucket Town.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Oh, and so because of your family?
Because of the 5 founding families that were all intermarried, so we're all family, but all 5 founding families were bucket makers, and that's all we did is produce buckets. So whatever you do, you would use Tupperware for nowadays. Back in the 17th century, you'd use a Hershey bucket.
Wow. And so is this a normal size?
No, this is just the first one. I just made this last night, just trying to get my bands down so then I can perfect the circumference and make sure everything is symmetrical.
And I'm sure you have more tools than what your family originally had.
Yes, I do have quite a bit of tools.
And you make them all out here.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Here and in the other.
In the other
the
room,
shop.
and
This is where I do all my cutting.
all your cutting. And how are they put together? Do you glue them? Do you
No,
puff?
it's a butt joint.
Okay.
Just a flat piece of wood together with a little angle on it, and they're just held together by these bands. The bottom is a little fatter than the top, so it's a little conical shape. So the band goes around just like a belt, and you push it down and holds everything together.
Wow. And are they always all natural?
Yes. Well, no, I'm sorry, they're not always all natural. Normally I put linseed oil on them
Okay, to preserve them.
to preserve them.
Yeah. Wow. And I see you've got a lot of tools up here that look like you
I have a lot of tools for turning.
Yeah.
A lot of turning, making the pins for my buckets that hold the handle on.
So you make everything.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Start to finish. I
Okay.
make 5 different sizes from 13-inch all the way down to a 3-inch bucket.
Well, I think it's pretty special you're continuing your family's tradition. I mean, that's
It was
a
William
long
Hersey.
time.
It was
What?
William Hersey that was the founding father of Hingham.
Oh,
And that's what I'm
really?
named after. And then I have my son, William Hersey Jr.
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
Yep. I have a son and
Wow.
daughter.
wow.
They
That's,
both love working in the shop.
oh, they do?
Yep. I
Why
have
don't you-
videos of them working with me.
How old?
My daughter is 12 and my son is 14.
Oh, those are good
Those are the
working
buckets
age.
that they've been working on over
Oh,
there.
look at that.
Those
Oh,
little small
wow.
buckets.
Well, you've certainly got a lot of tools here.
Yes, I do.
And do you make anything else but buckets?
Well, I am a carpenter. I'll make
Okay.
small like hutches and bedside tables and little
Yeah, just little
built-ins.
things like that, right?
Yeah.
How
But
close is
anything.
how close is your process to how your grandfather made the buckets? Or great grandfather?
Pretty much spot on, except for a couple of modifications where I don't have to saw my own lumber and I don't have to go out and crack my logs. I go to the lumber yard and pick up the rough sawn lumber, whereas before my family would cut all their own lumber and whatnot. So there I get to save a couple of hours and a lot of back-breaking work.
Cool.
Yes, I would think so. But you've got the saws in case you need
Oh,
to.
yeah, well, that's the other thing. Hersey land, we owned 3/4 of Hingham back in the early 80s. Well, homes, we had 84 homes. We were
Wow.
landowners up until the early 80s. And I would cut all the trees, and that's where it would make all my buckets.
Oh,
So
from
all
the
my-
trees?
Yeah.
So
all-
you have done that then?
Yep, all my wood comes from Hingham. for these buckets.
They're definitely Hingham buckets. Very good. Well, thank you very much.
A fire bucket,
Oh, okay.
and this is the traditional well bucket.
Look at this one.
You like
What
that?
kind of wood is that?
That is all the same wood.
What did you do?
Burn it?
Yes, I just burned it. I just burned it.
That is cool.
That I like. I like them all.
Very pretty. We're with Beverly Vernon, and she is with the Friends of the Old Ship Meeting House here in Hingham. Tell us about the meeting house.
So when you come in, which I hope you'll do, you'll see sort of an amalgamation of history, not only of imagine the people that walked down this particular row here, but who sat in these box pews. The Puritans that were settling here would have built backless benches in here, and the building itself would have not had these particular galleries here. It would have been just these columns here with walls and this roof here. And there would have been no plastering or anything. The backless benches would have gone in the direction here from where you entered to where the pulpit is, and it would have faced a pulpit that would have been on the wall over there facing east, which is the Holy Land, or Jerusalem for the Puritans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in that time frame of 1681, and they would come, and it was mandatory that the Puritans as a community come here and worship, and they also used it as a building for commerce, and they would use it as a building for their meetings to determine the government of their town. And as they grew and grew here, the ministers were, of course, what were very strong in the leadership of the town. The very first minister was a gentleman named Peter Hobart. In 1681 in July, it was built in 3 days.
Oh.
But it took a year, obviously, of planning, getting an architect named Charles Stockbridge from Scituate to build it. These oak trees, I don't know if the camera picks up the laser, but this is red oak that is one single tree. And these are also one single tree, these here. And they obviously would have found them in the local woods around here and prepared them and hoisted them up here.
Amazing.
It is.
This is just beautiful.
And this is 1681 with, their muscles. And,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So would they have had balconies?
So the balcony was not here when it was originally built.
That's what I
It
assumed.
was just a bit big roof. There was just walls right there with the pulpit, and they had specific ways in which they would have been requested to sit here.
Really?
This is 1681, and this is where different groups of people would have sat here.
Oh, different groups, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would have been, young men, and then over here, couples, women, over here. So it just, the church,
I don't know very
the meeting house, as I need to keep saying it, would have been directly on the ground. There was no basement or anything. It just was walls, beautiful roof, and pews on the ground. The pulpit that was facing over here eventually was moved to where it is today in around 1730, is it 31 or 33? And these two wings were added, one in 1731 and one in 1755 over on the other side.
So from the pillars out?
Yes, from the
Okay.
pillars out.
Okay.
So again, that handled the expansion of the colonists
Mm-hmm.
and the growth of the town. And then the roof was covered, a ceiling was added at that time.
Oh,
This is the kind of heating apparatus that they would have used to bring in their carriages or to put into their pews, because again, these box pews did not really arrive until around 1731, 1755. They started with the outside areas in the design of the church and then worked their way in, which is why you do not see numbers 1 in the middle here.
Ah.
They started out and worked their way in here.
Okay.
And these little box pews would have been open, and they would have had a little coal come in and put in their box, you know, to keep their feet warm here. In building this pulpit, they have some different tools that would have been a modern convenience for them, and this is considered, and you see them, you know what it is? A sounding board.
Sounding board.
Correct.
That's right.
So the minister would have been up there. If you want to go up there yourself, you can hold up Ebenezer Day and pretend to be.
Go ahead, go pretend,
Yeah, yeah.
Beth.
Go to be.
Ebenezer.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you have to say today.
I want you all to worship the way I say to worship.
And what way do you say to worship, Beth?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Okay.
Oh, I love the view up here.
So you definitely get the idea that he would have seen who was paying attention and who was not, right?
Oh,
You
definitely.
definitely get that impression.
Marsha, wake up.
Yeah.
No, where's the feather? You got, they used to have these,
Yeah.
yes, that tickled people if they started to fall asleep after about 4 hours of listening to them.
Exactly. So Ebenezer Lincoln is the person who hand carved that pulpit.
Wow.
And as these galleries were added in the 1731 and 1755, the plaster was also added here. And again, Ebenezer Day is still the minister throughout this expansion here. And all of these become part of the deeded property of the citizens of Hingham.
Go way up, Beth,
200.
as much as you can, the highest you can go. There you go. Just don't go up with it. Now let it go. Let it go. There. There you go.
That's awesome.
The Grannies are here! The Grannies are here!
We're here at Wahlburgers with Paul Wahlberg.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
Excellent. So tell us your background. How long have you been a chef?
Longer than I can remember. I started cooking in high school. It's been an amazing trip and journey. But yeah, I've started cooking, like I said, as a kid, working catering, Joseph's Catering. And then I worked in a restaurant down the street from the garden and started working from
Formal training or is it all hands-on?
hands-on, and I went to college and went there till I ran out of money, and then got back into the restaurant and started working and just doing what I was doing.
Excellent.
Yep.
When did you start? Is this the first restaurant that you've owned, Wahlburgers?
We have Almanove, which was the original restaurant, and
Okay.
and then we opened Wahlburgers a little over a year after.
So how long ago was that?
Oh, 12. It's like 12 years now. It's been amazing. It's been amazing.
Excellent. So Wahlburgers is a franchise? Or you-
So we have a couple of stores that we manage, but they're franchises.
Okay. And is Hingham the original store?
The original location, yes, ma'am.
Okay. What inspired?
Now, am I calling you ma'am, or what am I like?
Oh,
how,
oh, please,
how
no.
is this?
No,
okay.
no, please, no,
Because
no.
I can't just sit here and call you Granny.
Oh, Beth is fine.
That works. That's perfect.
I like that.
Yes, Beth.
That's what most people. Just don't call me late for dinner. Call me anything else.
You know something? A lot of people don't know what that means. They've never heard that expression. They go, don't call me late for dinner.
Speaking of dinner, what inspired the idea for Wahlburgers?
Well, we
Wahlburgers?
have been, some partners and I, we've been talking, and like, I love burgers, and I eat burgers all the time, and the name and all of the different things. So and burgers were really becoming popular at that time. So we decided to just kind of push forward with it.
Okay. And to what do you attribute your success?
Hard work, caring, and very obviously with the name and the reputation, and Mark and Donnie and the people that are affiliated with us, and we just kind of keep pushing along. I don't know, we're just trying to make a good burger. I just care about the next burger going out and everybody's happy. That's kind of the mission in life, is making people happy.
There you
Look,
go.
you're smiling now, so I must be doing something right.
There you go. That's what counts, right?
That's it. I tell people we're in the friends business. At the end of the day, that's what we try to do, is be in the friends business. And if we can serve a nice product and make people happy, then we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
If everybody simplifies what they do to that, we're in good shape.
Yeah, I agree with you. Is there something special though about your burgers that?
Well, we obviously, we have proprietary items, the bread and the wall sauce, and we have fresh burgers. So there's a lot of different components to it, and it's kind of, we talk about being chef driven and stuff like that, and so nothing just kind of happens. Everything kind of starts and really with an origin, and then we develop it from there.
Okay. So are you still actively cooking, or are you just now overseeing?
They don't let me near the grill.
Come on.
I do whatever needs to be done. I try to be as hands-on as possible. Going to the stores. If we need to bus tables, I bus tables. Need to wash dishes, whatever. We support all the people in the front line who work in the restaurants. I believe that's our mission, through and through.
Excellent. What kind of restaurant, what kind of food do you serve in the restaurant across the street?
Almanove is our original restaurant, and it's Italian Mediterranean.
Okay. And you're not Italian.
No, but I had been cooking Italian food for a while, and really it was something that I had gravitated towards, and when we talked about the menu design and stuff like that, but we still try to we try to keep it simple and nice and give people a good experience.
Excellent.
That's the restaurant business.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Hospitality, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You're open 7 days a week here?
We're open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner. We actually just started a couple of locations. We're doing Kids Eat Free. I think it's Thursday nights. We're going to have Kids Eat Free. So it's just, it's got the holidays, people buying gift cards. We're a great place for the holidays. Come into Wahlburgers, we decorate, and we want to celebrate with people. We want people to be happy, and we've got some great specials. And so there's lots of different things that we do, and we have lots of locations all around the city. And so it's a great experience. It's a great burger.
Excellent. Well, we've had your burgers, and they're very good. Everything's very good on the menu that we tried.
Excellent.
So.
And did they treat you well?
Very well.
Good.
Yes, very well. We love your staff.
Thank you.
So come on down to Wahlburgers and try it out. Thank you. What you got?
I have a burger. Our burger. Our burger. It's got cheese, it's got beef, it's got onions, it's got lettuce, it's got tomatoes, and it's supposed to fit in my big mouth.
You can do it, Marcia.
I'm going to try. That's good beef. It is. Very good.
All right.
You got that one in your mouth.
I know. This is.
She's got a bigger mouth than I do.
I don't know about that. I have the ranch, chicken ranch, and it's Mark's favorite. We all know who we're talking about. And I like chickens. Crispy chicken. Oh my gosh, there is a lot on here. Holy cow.
You did it, Beth.
With the pickle.
Pickle's the best part, right?
It's a nice flavor. There's a ranch flavor. The chicken is tender, crispy outside. Really good. You gotta come try it.
We're here with Deirdre Anderson and Max, and I'm not going to try.
Max Nospish. Go by Max.
Thank you. At the Historic Society in Hingham. So can somebody tell us, when was Hingham established?
Sure. Well, first of all, welcome to Grannies on the Road.
Thank you.
We're very excited to welcome you here to historic Hingham. Hingham was along the land of Massachusetts. English settlement began in the period of about 1630. First settlers arrived here in 1633, calling it Bear Cove because the harbor is so shallow at low tide. You could basically walk out to the islands. And then in 1635, their leader, Peter Hobart from Hingham, England, came and established the 12th town in Massachusetts, Hingham, as an English settlement. And that was the beginning for English settlement here in Hingham.
And why did they settle here?
They first settled in Charlestown, Massachusetts, or first landed in Charlestown, Massachusetts, but came into this lovely enclosed harbor. And of course, because of the Massachusetts, some of the land had already been cleared. and they felt that it was a safe place to establish their community. They did a land allotments. They all settled along the town brook, which runs from West Hingham into Hingham Harbor. And they set up their meeting house, and thus began the community. And they were took advantage of all the natural resources that were here to begin their life.
So what is this town noted for?
Well, today we're noted for our beautiful historic preservation, our proximity to the water, a fabulous public school system. And so those three things have kept real estate values very high in Hingham for a very long time. It is a beautiful, very well-run community to live in, and we're very grateful for that. But over history, Hingham has been known for many things. You will sometimes hear Hingham referred to as
Bucket Town.
Bucket Town. And that is because so many of the English settlers were coopers, people who worked with wood, and they made buckets. So there is a famous Hingham bucket that is made of woodenware, which we'll show you. And those artisans who were working in the back of their homesteads were also making boxes, which look like shaker boxes, but they were really the modern day Tupperware. And then they evolved into toys. There was cabinetry making, there was clock making, not one of these, but other clocks in Hingham were made. And so that was a big part of the 18th and 19th century businesses. But there's also lots more history than that.
Give us a little hint.
Well, Hingham is home to American Revolutionary War hero Benjamin Lincoln. He famously accepted the British Sword of Surrender at Yorktown, Virginia in 1781. So Max will take you by his house today.
Check it out. Yeah, we'll see the real deal.
Yeah, real deal.
Yeah.
And it's opening this December as a public museum.
If you guys are good, we'll let you inside.
Oh, I can do good?
Yeah.
I don't know. Beth, maybe you can do that.
So 11 generations of Lincolns lived in this home until 2020. So it is an incredible, incredible treasure that we're so excited to share with the world, because it tells a really powerful story of American history right here in Hingham.
Wow.
So that's one. And then we're also quite famous for our role in, sadly, Great World Wars. You want to talk a little bit about?
Yeah, no. What's great about Hingham is you can pick an era.
Yep.
We always say in Hingham, if you know Hingham history, you know American history, because there's so many connections to everything. I mean, when you think of World War II or World War I, you don't think of Massachusetts.
No.
You know, there's a million other places. I mean, it's a
That's
world war
true.
for a reason. You think of a million other places, but not Massachusetts. But here we have so much history around the shipbuilding during those wars. We had a high school a student come in yesterday, and she's writing a paper about the Rosie the Riveters that were in the Hingham shipyard. Today, if you go to Hingham Shipyard, it's a movie theater and restaurants. But back then, they were pumping out an incredible amount of ships to help with the war effort. And 3,000, I don't even know if that's the right number, but thousands of women were employed at the shipyard.